In this WordPress course for beginners, I will show you how to create a website step by step. I will specifically show you how to create a website with WordPress and Elementor. WordPress is a free software that we are going to use in order to create our website and also customize it the way we want. Elementor is a simple to use drag and drop page builder that we are going to use in order to design the pages of our website. And don't worry if you are new to WordPress, because I'm going to hold your hand every step of the way. In this course, I will show you how to create and design the home page of your website, your product or services page, the About Us page, and finally the contact page where your users can contact you from. In this course, I will show you how you can apply cool animation effects to increase usability of your website. This website we'll be creating has a cool hero section with a call to action that users of your website can click in order to go to the product or services section of your website. By the end of this course, you will have a fully functional and customizable website to fit your business brand. Now, to create this website, we are going to use only free resources. The only thing you need to pay for is a domain name and a web hosting, which is a standard for every website. I will show you how to get your very own custom domain name and web hosting. I will also show you how you can install WordPress on your website, so you don't need any programming or coding knowledge. So, if you like what you've seen so far, buckle up and let's dive into the course. Hello guys, my name is Swadik, and in this course, I'm going to be your instructor. And as I indicated in the demo, to make this website, we are going to use only free resources. The only thing you need to pay for is a domain name and web hosting, which is a standard for every website. Now, what is a domain name? A domain name is simply the address of your website. And what is a web hosting? A web hosting is simply a server where all our text, images, and other media of our website will be stored so that users of our website will have access to them wherever they are. This server is sitting somewhere in the world which is running 24/7 so that your website will be live at all times. Now, don't worry as to where you will get a domain name and web hosting, because I'm going to take you to a web hosting provider where you will get the cheapest price ever. Now, to get your very own custom domain name and web hosting, click on the very first link in the description down below, or go over to your browser and enter dikupages.com/Asura. Hit enter, and this will bring me to Asura Hosting. Asura Hosting provides affordable website hosting where you can easily choose between cPanel or direct admin. They have 99.9% uptime, NVMe SSD storage, free SSL certificates, free domain registration, and many more. Right here, I can go ahead and click on View Web Hosting Plans, or I can just click on Web Hosting right here. Going down, these are the various plans Asura Hosting comes with. They have Starter, Unlimited, Unlimited Plus, and Elite. And then scrolling up a bit, you have the option to choose from Direct Admin, which is currently selected, or cPanel. With Direct Admin, you get $1 per month for the starter. When you choose cPanel, the price will increase from $1 to $1.29 per month. You can go ahead and choose whichever one you want. They will all produce the same result at the end. For this tutorial, I'm going to use Direct Admin. And choosing any of these plans will depend upon your budget as well as the kind of website you want to build. You want to create an e-commerce website, you may want to check out the Unlimited Plus, but for this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and use the starter. With the starter, you get 12 GB NVMe SSD storage, unlimited bandwidth, 1 GB RAM, unlimited free SSL certificates, 15 email accounts, 15 websites, as well as 15 databases. And this is more than enough based on the kind of website I'm going to build. So I'll just go ahead and click on Order Now under the starter, and then choose a domain. I can register a new domain, or transfer my domain from another registrar, or use an existing domain and update my name service. For this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and register a new domain. So I'll make sure it is selected. Then under Search Domain, I search for the domain I want to register. I have Dikupages Web. Next is domain extension. I drop down the arrow and you can go ahead and choose whichever extension you want. For this tutorial, I'm going to use .com, which is recommended for business website. Then I go ahead and click on check. Dikupage web is unavailable. This means that this particular domain is already registered by somebody. So what I need to do is go ahead and change the domain. So I've changed it to Dikupages web. Then I go ahead and check. Alright, dikupagesweb.com is available and I can register it for $99.99. I click on continue. So these are the features I'll get under the starter plan. Next is choose billing cycle. So you can go with 1 year, 2 years or 3 years. Choosing 2 years or 3 years will save you some 16%, but I don't want to pay more for now, so I'll stick to 1 year. Going down are some additional services you can choose, but we don't need any of these in this tutorial. So I'll just go ahead and click on continue. And it will bring me to the domains configuration page. In here, DNS management is free. I'll select it. Email forwarding is also free. I'll select it because I like free things. And I'll go ahead and click on continue. And now it's time for me to check out. So the web hosting for the starter plan is $12 per year. And then the domain registration is $9.99 per year. This brings me to a total of $21.99 per year. Going down, I choose the currency I want. I will leave it as USD. In here, if you have a promo code, you can go ahead and enter it. I don't have any. Going down is billing details. You can use an existing customer login if you are already a member under Asura. If you are a new member, you just leave it as create a new account. In here, I go ahead and enter my personal details, first name, last name, email address, phone number. Next is billing address. I enter them accordingly. Now choose my password. And finally is the payment method. You can choose to pay with PayPal, credit or debit card, or Bitcoin. I'm going to go ahead and use debit card. And in here, I enter my card number, expiry date, as well as CVV number. So I'll go ahead and enter all these details, click on checkout and meet you on the next page. Alright, my order is confirmed and this is the domain I've just registered. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and check my email for the messages Asura Hosting will be sending me. Alright, I've checked my email and Asura Hosting will be sending me a bunch of messages. And the particular message you should be looking for is Asura Hosting -hosting account information. So this is the particular email that will contain your login details to your direct admin cPanel. So going down, under control panel login information, I have my username right here, my password, as well as server login URL. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and open this link in a new tab. So I just highlight it, right click, open link in a new tab, or you can copy and go ahead and paste in a new tab. It is open right here. So what I'm going to do is come in here to copy my username, come in here, paste it, then go back to my email and copy my password, right click, copy, come in here and paste the password. Then I go ahead and click on sign in. And this brings me to my direct admin cPanel. So that's it on how to get your very own custom domain name and web hosting. See you in the next class. Hello guys and welcome to a new lesson. In our previous lesson, we learned how to register our own custom domain name and web hosting. And in this lesson, we are going to learn how to install WordPress on our web hosting. So having logged into our direct admin control panel, I scroll down to extra features. Then I go ahead and click on Software Close Auto Installer. With Software Close Auto Installer, you are just a few clicks away from installing WordPress. In here, I have WordPress. I can go ahead and click on Install. If you cannot see WordPress here, you can also click on it from here, like this. Then it will bring you to this page. Scrolling down, I click on Install Now. And I choose installation URL. You need to make sure that the protocol is set to HTTPS. There are so many options, but make sure you select HTTPS since Asura Hosting is giving us free SSL certificates. Next is choose a domain. This is a domain we just registered, so you won't see any other option. Next is in directory. In here, you don't want to put anything here. It is very important you remove whatever you have here. If you don't remove what you have here, your website will be installed under a domain name like dikupages.com/wp or whatever you have inside the directory, meaning you are installing your website in a subfolder and you don't want that. Going down to site settings, in here you go ahead and enter the name of your website as well as the site description. These two fields are mandatory, so you cannot do away with them. There are two ways you can do that. You can either set the site name and site description here, or you can do that after installing WordPress. So let me show you how you can do it here. So I just go ahead and remove my blog and enter the name of my website. Spice 1 Kitchen, and the site description will be #1 restaurant in Tamale. Next is admin account. In here you need to go ahead and choose your admin username, admin password, as well as admin email address. These are the details you always use to log into your WordPress website in order to edit it. So I'll go ahead and enter them pretty quick. Alright, I've entered my admin account information. Next, I scroll down. In here you can go ahead and select the language you want to use. Defaultly English will be selected, so I leave it as English because I speak English. Going down to the end, I click on install and WordPress will install in some few seconds. I'm doing this in real time. Perfect. Congratulations, the software was installed successfully, and I can go ahead and click on the link to my website and it will open in a new tab. Perfect. Now I have my website installed and I can exit from here for now. So that's it on how to install WordPress on our web hosting, and see you in the next class. Hello guys, and welcome to another lesson. In our previous lesson, we learned how to install WordPress on our web hosting. And in this lesson, we are going to learn how to log into our WordPress website in order to edit it. So to log into your WordPress website, you need to click at the end of your domain name like this. Then you bring /wp-admin. Hit enter. Sometimes you may get a screen like this. WordPress will just want to verify if you are not a robot. So I select the checkbox beside I'm not a robot. In here, it is instructing me to select traffic lights. So I go ahead and select this. Then I click on verify. Let's see if it is correct. Okay, everything is set. And this will bring me to the login page of my website. I just go ahead and enter my username as well as password. Take note, these are the details we specified when we're installing WordPress. So I go ahead and enter them pretty quick. Alright, I've entered my login details. Then I click on login. And this brings me to the back end of my website. So this is where I can always come in order to edit my website. Now if I go to the name of my website right here, Spice 1 Kitchen, right click on it, open link in a new tab. This will take me to the front end of my website. This is what users of my website will see when they enter my domain name. And this is what I will see when I log into my website. Perfect. Now that we've logged into our WordPress website, the next thing we are going to do is take a tour of our dashboard. So first of all, we have this top menu right here that has the name of our website. Next, we have new icon where you can hover on in order to add a post, media, page, or user. And finally, we have our username right here. We'll look at how we can customize it to put our full name here later on. Next, at the left side menu, we have dashboard. Clicking on the dashboard will always bring us to this interface. Under the dashboard, we have home. That is the same thing, the dashboard. We also have updates. So if you see a particular number attached to updates, meaning you have that much of updates to be performed. If you are going to be making website with WordPress, meaning you need to update themes and plugins. I'll tell you what themes and plugins are later on in the tutorial. Next is post. This is where you can add new posts if you don't want to do it from here. In here is media. This is where you can access every single media you'll be adding to your website. And what we mean by media are images, documents, audio files, and video files. Next is pages. This is where you can have access to all the pages you'll be creating on your website. You can also come in here to create new page. We shall look at all this later on. Next, we have comments. When visitors of your website comment on your blog post, this is where they will show. Next is appearance, where you can go ahead and change the look and feel of your website. Next we have plugins. Plugins are just small applications that will extend the functionality of your WordPress website. Next we have users, where you can see all users on your website. You can add new users or change your profile. Next is tools, where you can perform actions like import, export resources onto your website or from your website. You can also come in here to check the health of your site and many other features. Finally, we have settings, where you can perform some general settings and minimum. We shall see some of these later on in this tutorial. So basically, that is a quick tour of our WordPress dashboard, and this brings us to the end of this lesson. See you in the next class. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. During our previous lesson, we looked at how to log into our WordPress website. We also looked at some of the features you see when you log into your WordPress website. In this lesson, we are going to do a cleaning up and also setting up of our WordPress website. Now, as you can see in here, we have so many widgets. We don't need them. All these widgets we see here are sort of distracting. So all what we need to do is take them off. You can decide to collapse them like this, or better still, you go to screen options, then you go ahead and uncheck all these to take all the widgets off the dashboard. Next, I go over to post. By default, WordPress will give us a hello world post after installing WordPress. We don't need it, so I click on trash to delete it. I can go to the trash to empty the trash. This means I've deleted it completely from my website. Next, I go over to pages. By default, we'll see these two pages, that is privacy policy and sample page. We don't need these two pages, so I select all by clicking on this checkbox right here. You see that all of them are selected. Then I click on bulk actions, click on move to trash, apply. They are all deleted. I can go over to the trash and empty the trash. Next, I go to appearance. Appearance is a place where we can change the look and feel of our website. By default, we are seeing 3 themes, and this is the active one. That is what we see right here. You see that under it we have active. That is the 2022 theme, which means these 2 themes are not active, so we don't need them on our website. So to delete them, I click on theme details, delete, OK. Theme details, delete, OK. Now the 2 themes are gone. Unfortunately, we cannot delete this theme simply because we need an existing theme to work with. However, I'll show you how we can delete this theme when we finally install the theme we are going to be using in this course. Next, I go to plugins. We have these 2 plugins by default. Sometimes you get more depending upon where you are hosting your website. As you can see, they are not even activated. So I go ahead and select all. I click on bulk actions, delete, apply, OK. Alright, they are deleted. So basically that's all the cleaning up we want to do. Next, let's go into the setting up. First of all, I hover on users and I go ahead and click on all users. At the moment, I'm the only user on this website, so you see my username. I can go ahead and edit it from here. I can view it. My email address, that is the same email address I used to set up WordPress. And finally, my role is administrator. At the moment, I have 0 posts. So let's go ahead and edit our name by clicking on edit. In here under admin color scheme, this is the default color scheme we are using. You can choose light, modern, blue, ocean, midnight, and the rest of them. I'll leave it as default for now. Then going down, in here is my username, which I cannot change. You see that username cannot be changed. Next is first name, so I go ahead and enter my first name. Next, last name. The next one is nickname, which is required. So in here is my nickname. I can go ahead and enter my full name if I want. I have it right here. And finally, we have display name publicly as, Which name do I want my users to see when they visit my website, especially when I start to make blog posts? I drop down the arrow and I have these names to choose from. Take note, we are getting all these names and pairing based on what we have entered under first name and last name. So I'll just go ahead and choose this. Going down under account information, I have my email here, the website URL. In here, I can go ahead and enter my bio information. I'll leave it as empty for now. Going down, I click on update profile. And you see that I now have my full name right here instead of the username. Perfect. Next, I go over to settings. Under general settings, you see that we have site title and tagline. This is the name we specified under site name when we were installing WordPress, as well as the site description. So if you want to change them, this is where you can go ahead and change your site title as well as the description. Next is WordPress address. In here, you need to make sure that you have HTTPS here in order to make your website secure. Like you see the padlock sign right here. Awesome. In here is my administrative email address. Going down, if you happen to perform some changes, you go ahead and click on save changes. Meanwhile, I've not performed any changes. Finally, we go to permalinks. Under common settings, you may want to change it from day and name to post name. Under day and name, you have year, month and day as part of the URLs of your pages. We don't want this, so I go ahead and choose post name so that you have clean URLs. This is very good for SEO, that is search engine optimization. So after selecting post name, I scroll down and click on save changes. So that's all the cleaning up and setting up we want to do for now. See you in the next lesson. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to install a theme. So now, what is a theme? A theme is basically the design and layout of your website. So if I go to the front end of my website, at the moment, this is the current look and feel of my website. So this is my theme. That is the black banner we have here, the white text. Going down to this section, we have a white background and some black text. So at the moment, this is the look and feel of my website. So in this lesson, I'm going to show you how we can change the look and feel of our website. To do that, I go to the back end of my website, then I hover on appearance, click on themes. Next, I go ahead and click on add new. In here, you have a ton of themes to choose from, and choosing any of these themes will depend upon the kind of website you are making. Some themes are designed perfectly for online stores, others are designed for blog websites, and some themes are being designed perfectly for business websites. So choosing any of these themes will depend upon the kind of website you are making. So going up under set themes, I search for the theme I'm going to use. So I go ahead and search for Astra. I have Astra right here. Astra at the moment is the most popular WordPress theme. It's light and very simple to use. So I just go ahead and click on install. It is installed, then I go ahead and activate. Now my theme is activated. So if I go to the front end of my website, this is how my website used to look like. Now if I go ahead and refresh, you see the new look and feel of my website. However, this is very plain as well as boring. We shall look at how to make it beautiful in our subsequent lessons. So going back to the back end of my website, I can now go ahead and delete this theme simply because we have installed the theme we want to use on our website. So I click on theme details, delete, OK. Perfect. So that's it on how to install a WordPress theme. See you in the next lesson. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to install a plugin. A plugin is basically an application that will extend the functionality of your WordPress website. And WordPress has a ton of plugins that you can rely on in order to design your website. It should be noted that choosing any plugin will depend upon what you want to achieve at the end of the day. So installing plugins is just like installing application on the smartphones we use. If you need an application on your phone, that will give you the opportunity to text your friends and family. You need an instant messaging application. So the same thing is applicable to WordPress. If you want to achieve something in particular, you need to search for the appropriate plugin that will give you the opportunity to achieve what you want. For instance, if you want to create a website that will help you sell your goods and services online, you need a particular plugin that will be able to achieve these results. So that being said, let's go ahead and install a plugin. To install a plugin, you need to hover on plugins, then go ahead and click on add new. Just like themes, we have a ton of plugins you can go ahead and choose from. These plugins we are seeing right here are featured plugins. We have popular plugins, recommended as well as favorites. So from here, all what you need to do is search for the plugin you want to install. To do that, I click under search plugin, then I go ahead and search for Elementor. I have Elementor right here. Elementor is a drag and drop page builder that we are going to use in order to design our website. It has over 5 million active installations and it is being updated consistently. You see that it was last updated 9 hours ago. I go ahead and click on install now. It is installed. So if this is the only plugin you want to use for now, you can just go ahead and click on activate in order to start using it. But I want to add another plugin, so I'm not going to activate it now. So I go back to set plugins, then I enter WP Forms. I have WP Forms right here. WP Forms is a drag and drop form builder that we are going to use in order to create our contact form. It has over 5 million active installations. I click on install now. It is installed. So similarly, you can go ahead and install all the plugins you need for your website. At the moment, we are going to use only 2 plugins, that is Elementor and WP Forms. So now that we have installed all the plugins we need for our website, next I go ahead and click on installed plugins. In here, I have the 2 plugins, or you see all the plugins you have so far on your website. You can click on activate on each one of them to activate them, or you can also go ahead and select all of them at once. That is, if you want to activate all of them, then I click on bulk actions, activate, apply. And all my 2 plugins are activated. Perfect. And that's it on how to install plugins. See you in the next class. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to create pages for our website. At the moment, if we go to the front end of our website, you see that it's very plain and blank, which means we don't have any pages yet. So let's see how we can create pages for our website. To do that, I go to the back end of my website, then I hover on pages, click on add new. Take note, in this course, we are going to be creating a simple business website. And for a simple business website, you need pages like the home page, the about page, your services page, or if you sell products, your products page, as well as the contact page. So basically, we'll be creating 4 pages. Specifically in this tutorial, we'll be creating the home page, the about page, the dishes page, because we are going to be creating a restaurant website, and finally the contact page. So first of all, I'll go ahead and create the home page. In here, and the title, I just go ahead and enter the title of my page. So I just call it home. Next, you can go ahead and enter some description about your home page or your page, but we are not going to be doing anything in here because we are going to use Elementor in order to design our pages. So the next thing I do is just go ahead and click on publish. Sometimes you will not see publish right here, you see schedule. It's almost the same, so I just go ahead and click on it. Then I finally click on schedule, and you see that page published. So now we have our home page. We can go ahead and view it by right clicking, view page, open link in a new tab. So we have our home page right here, and it will also be displayed at the menu section of our website. I can exit from here for now. Back in the dashboard, I can go ahead and create another page by clicking on New. So I have About Us. Then I go ahead and click on Publish or Schedule, whichever one you see. It is published. Next, I click on Add New. So the next page I'm about to create is the page that will display my services. And in this case, I'm making a restaurant website. So I'm going to give it the title Dishes. So if you are creating a website for a services business, you need to title your page Services. If you sell some kind of products, you can title your page as Products. So the page I'm about to create here is not some sort of unique page. You can give it whatever title you want depending upon the kind of website you are creating. So I call this Dishes, or better still, I can call it Menu, whichever way I want. Then I go ahead and save it or publish. Finally, I add new, and I call this Contact Us. Then I go ahead and publish it. Perfect. Now I have all my 4 pages. If I click on all pages, you see all the pages I've created. Awesome. So I can always come back here in order to edit them. Now if I go to the front end of my website and refresh, you see all the pages we have created being displayed at the menu section of our website. Awesome. Now that we have all our pages created, the next thing we are going to do is set a default home page for our website. Now see the domain name of my website, Dikupages.com. We have created a page and call it home. Let's go ahead and click on it. Now we are in the particular page we have created and name it home. If I go to the URL of my website, you see I have dikupages.com/home. This URL tells us that this particular page is not my home page yet. Giving it the name home doesn't necessarily mean it's our home page. So if users click on it, they will always see this URL, that is dikupages.com/home, which we don't want. However, if I click on the name of my website right here, it will take me to this home page we have at the moment. Now if you go to the menu on top, you don't see any feature that indicates that we can edit this particular page, which means this particular page is useless to us. So what we are going to do is go ahead and make this particular page, that is this home page, as our default home page. To do that, I go to the back end of my website, then I hover on Settings, click on Reading. Under your homepage displays, at the moment you see that it is set to your latest post, you need to select a static page. So I'll go ahead and click on this radio button in order to choose a static page. Under home page, I drop down the arrow, then I go ahead and choose home. Take note, this is the page we created and name it home. After choosing the required page, that is home, I go ahead and click on Save Changes. Now if I go to the front end, you see that I still have the dikupagesweb.com/home. Now if I go ahead and refresh the page, it will now take me to this particular URL, and we can also go ahead and edit the page. Now if I click on the name of my website, it will still take me to the default home page. So now this particular page right here is our default home page. Awesome. So that's it on how to create pages for our website and also set a default home page. See you in the next lesson. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to create a menu for our website. At the moment, this is how our menu looks like, and you see that it's not in the proper arrangement. Even though there's no stipulated arrangement for menus, but usually you see the home page to be the first on the menu. Moreover, having this doesn't necessarily mean we have a menu on our website. This is just displaying here because this particular theme is set to behave that way. So let's see how we can create a menu for our website. To do that, I go to the back end of my website, then I hover on Appearance, click on Menus. In here, you see that we don't actually have any menu created. So to create a menu, all what you need to do is click in here under Menu Name, then you enter whatever name you want. So I call it Primary Menu. Take note, you can give it whatever name you want. This particular name you will be entering in here will not be displayed to your website visitors. So I give it primary menu, then I go ahead and click on create menu. My menu is created. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add pages to it. To do that, I come to add menu items. Under that, we have pages. In here, you see some of the pages we created. However, you cannot see home. You only see contact us, dishes, about us. So in your case, you see whatever name you have given in place of dishes. That is if you are making some kind of business website and not a restaurant website. So to see all my pages, I click on view all. You see that I have all the 4 pages I created. And you also notice that home is having some text attached to it, which is front page, which means this particular page is set as my home page. So I just go ahead and select the particular pages I want to be added to my menu by checking them like this. In my case, I want to add all these pages. So I just go ahead and click on select all. You see that all of them are checked. Then I click on add to menu and they will appear right here. Perfect. Now if you see that they are not in the proper arrangement as you want it, you can go ahead and drag and drop them in order to rearrange them. So first of all, I need home on top, followed by dishes like this. Next is about us, and finally contact us. So this is the way I want to arrange my menu. Some people may want to have home, about us, dishes, or maybe services, product, whichever page they want to create, and finally contact us. But this is how I want it, so I go ahead and click on save menu. My menu is saved. Now if I go to the front end and refresh, you see that I still have the old menu, and the reason is that I've not set this particular menu as my primary menu. Take note, I've given it the name primary menu, doesn't mean that is my primary menu yet. So I need to go down, and the menu settings, I choose the display location. So I'll go ahead and set it as primary menu. If I want, I can also go ahead and display it at other locations like off canvas menu and footer menu. Off canvas is the particular menu your users will see when they open your website on mobile phones. And footer menu is the one you see at the end somewhere here. Take note. So I come back right here. At the moment we want to set it as primary menu. I'll show you where you can also set it as off canvas menu as well as footer menu. For now, let's leave it as primary menu, then save the menu. Now if I go to the front end and refresh, you now see the new menu and the proper arrangement we set. Perfect. So that's it on how to create a menu for our website. See you in the next lesson. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to customize our WordPress website. By customizing our website means we may set things like the logo. Shortcut icon is just the small icon you see right here for google.com and dikupages.com. So most websites you go to, you see this shortcut icon, this little icon. So I'll show you how we can set them for our website. If you don't have a logo and a shortcut icon yet, you can go ahead and design them for yourself. You can do it by yourself if you know some little graphics, or you can hire somebody to do that for you. However, if you want to follow my step-by-step tutorial, I'll provide all the images and logos I'll be using for this tutorial. To customize our website, there are 2 places we can go. You can do it from here by clicking on customize, or you can go to the back end of your website, hover on appearance. From the pop-up, you click on customize. You can see that my appearance is already active, so I have customize right here. I can go ahead and click on it. Whichever way, they will all take you to the same place. Meanwhile, I'll exit from here and here for now. And this will bring us to the theme customizer. So all what we are going to be doing here will not affect the main pages of our website. It will only affect some sections of our website. So first of all, let's start from the top. The first thing we are going to be changing is our logo. So upon hovering on it, you see that we have some small pencil icon. You can go ahead and click on it like this. and it will open up the logo settings. And down here below, you see that we also have the header customizer. For now, let's go ahead and set our logo. So to select a logo, all what you need to do is click on select logo right here. At the moment, we don't have any images in our media library, so I can go ahead to upload files, select files. In here, I have my logo. I just go ahead and select it, click on open. My logo is uploaded. Now, before I click on select, it is very important to give your images some alt text. Alt text means alternative text, so that if the image is not going to be displayed as a result of your internet connection, then you rely on the alternative text. So in here, I'll just go ahead and enter the name of my website. This is good for search engine optimization, so I copy the same thing, come in here and paste it. Perfect. Then I go ahead and click on select. Now WordPress will want to crop your logo depending upon the size of it or the nature of it. I don't want to crop it, so I click on skip cropping and my logo will show right here. Perfect. Now you see that I have my logo right here, which means I don't need the site title anymore. So I come down here, display site title, I just toggle it off, and you see that the site title is gone. Awesome. In here, depending upon the dimensions of your logo, you can also go ahead and set a dimension for your logo. Mine is perfect, so I don't do anything here. Going down to the end, I have site icon. Take note, that is the small icon that will be displayed on our browser tab right here. So I click on site icon, select site icon, upload files, select files. I have my icon right here. I click on it, open. It is uploaded here as well. I can set the alt text as well as the title. Then I go ahead and click on select. So from here, you can either skip or crop depending upon how your image is showing. I just click on skip cropping and I have my shortcut icon right here. Perfect. So after making any changes, it is important to click on publish so that you won't lose your work. Now if I go to the front end of my website and refresh, you see my shortcut icon as well as my logo. Awesome. Going back, next thing I'm going to do is work on my menu links. So upon hovering on it, I click on the pencil icon right here. And at the left hand side pane, at the moment we are seeing general, I click on design. In here we have so many settings you can go ahead and perform. I'm not going to be using all of them. I'll just scroll to menu color. First of all, we have text/link, and the first color right here is normal. So normal is what we are seeing at the moment, that is the blue text. So if I want to change the color, all what I need to do is click on the normal. Then I can choose my colors from here. You see that upon selecting colors from here, it is affecting my menu. So if I choose from here, you see how it is. Alright, but I'm not going to use this color. So all what I need to do is come down here. So at the moment, we are getting this particular color as a result of this code we are seeing right here. Every single color you see on your website or around is having its own color code. So to choose a color code, a specific color code, you can come in here to click on the gear icon right here. Then it will open up the color code. In here, you go ahead and enter the particular color you want. So if I enter FFF, that is a white color, and you see that my menu is vanished. So if I need whatever color, I need to get the color code that I want. For now, I need to use a black color so that it will match with the text of my logo. So the color code for black is 6 zeros. And for black and white, it's easy to get them. If I need a white color, all what I need to do is make sure I select any color from here. Holding down the mouse, I drag to the corner right here. You see that it's white. Now if I need black, all what I need to do is click anywhere, then I drag to this corner. And you see that the color code for black is 000000. Now you can see that the color of my menu is changed. Perfect. Next is hover color. What color do I want to see if I hover on the links of my menu? So I click in there, then I click on the settings icon. First of all, I take off this color code, then I go ahead and enter the particular color code I want. So I enter FF770F, and I'll get this orange color. That is the same color I have on my logo and the shortcut icon. So if I hover on it, you see the new hover color. Perfect. This is cool. Finally, what color do I want to see on my menu if a particular page is active? And that is what we have here. So I just go ahead and click, and I'll go ahead and enter the same color as the hover color. So FF770F. So the home page is currently active. That's why you see the orange color there. Awesome. So that's all about the colors on my menu. I exit from the color palette. The next thing I'm going to work on is the font. So I come to menu fonts. I click on the pencil icon right here. At the moment, we are using the default font family. So all what I need to do is click right here. Then I search for the particular font I want to use. I want to use Poppins. So I just type in Poppins. Like this, I have Poppins right here. It's a free font by Google. So I just go ahead and click on Poppins, and my menu will change to that particular font, which is really cool. If I want to increase the size, I can do that from here. If I enter 12, this is how 12 will look like. If I enter 20, this 20, but I don't want it this big, so I go ahead and enter 17. Perfect. I can also change the weight from here. Maybe if I choose bold 700, this is how it will look like. If I choose maybe normal, this is how it will look like. So I'll keep it as normal. Finally, you can change the transformation if you want to change it from lowercase to maybe uppercase, so that everything will be in capital letters. You can go ahead and do that. And I think that is what I want. Awesome. I exit from here. The last thing I'm going to show you is how you can change the background color of your header. To do that, I click on the pencil icon right here. Then I click on design. And the background, you see that the color is white at the moment. I can click in there and I can change it to whatever color I want. But I don't want to do this, it's too awkward. So I just set it to white. I just want to show you the possibility. So I leave it as white. Finally, you can also go ahead and rearrange the look and feel of your header. At the moment, my logo is at the left hand side and the menu is at the right hand side. And this way we can do the rearrangement. So this is the logo. I can bring it in here or maybe here. Let's see how that comes up. You see that. Then I can take the menu right here under the logo. So this is the new look and feel of my header. But I don't want this. The choice is yours. I'll take it back the way it was. Perfect. Having customized our header for desktop, let's see how it looks under tablet and mobile. At the moment, you see that desktop is active. I'll click on tablet mode. This is how it will look. I don't need the site title, so I click on the person icon and the logo. Then I go ahead and toggle off site title. Now let's see how our off canvas menu will look like. We have off canvas here. So this is it. It's not in proper arrangement. All what I do is click on off canvas from here, then configure menu. I'll go ahead and select the primary menu for my off canvas menu. So I drop down the arrow and I choose primary. Now if I click on the hamburger menu, you see my menu is in the proper arrangement, just as we have on the desktop view. You see that the color is not the same as we have in the desktop view. So I just click on the pencil icon right here. And I click on design. Now under menu color, I click on the first color under link. That is normal. Then I go ahead and make it black like this. Next, I choose my hover color. I'll click on the settings icon right here to change my color. So I have FF770F. Perfect. And the active color is the same thing. Okay, I can easily copy it by coming back in here. Copy. come back to the active, click on the gear icon, then I go ahead and paste it. So the active one is home at the moment. I can also go ahead and change the menu font by clicking on the pencil icon here. I change it to Poppins. I have Poppins here. The size, I make it 17. The weight, I choose light 300. And finally, the text transformation, I choose uppercase. Perfect. I exit from here. Finally, let's see how it looks on mobile. It doesn't look cool on mobile. So what I do is I click on the pencil icon for the logo, or better still, you can click on it from here. And in here, you can go ahead and change the size of your logo. It's as a result of the size, that's why everything is messy. So let me enter 100 and see what happens. Oops. Okay, 100 is too small. So I'm increasing it using the arrow keys, maybe 170. And I don't need the side title, I remove it. I think 170 is cool, or maybe you can make it 180. Perfect. Now let's check the hamburger menu. Everything is cool. Awesome. Now we can go back to desktop mode. So that's all about customizing the header section of my website, and see you in the next class. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to customize the footer section of our website. That is right here. So I go back, then I go ahead and click on Footer Builder to have it open like this. At the moment, we have the copyright section, and you see that we have 3 rows. This is the top row, middle row, and the bottom row. And the copyright section is in the bottom row. Now we want to display our footer menu under the middle row. At the moment, it is set to 3 columns. We don't need it in 3 columns. So all what we do is click on the gear icon right here. Then we change the number of columns and the columns to 2. Perfect. Inside the left column, I click on the pencil icon. Then I go ahead and choose footer menu. I click back on it because our footer menu is not going to show simply because we have not set it yet. Then I go over to configure menu from here. Going down, I have footer menu right here. There's nothing in there. I drop down the arrow, then I choose my main menu, that is the primary menu. Going back, I go back to footer builder again. First of all, let's change the background color for the entire row. So I click on the gear icon right here. Then I go over to design. At the moment, the background color is this white color. I'm not sure if it is plain white, but I'm going to go ahead and change it. So I click on the gear icon right here. I remove what is in here. Then I go ahead and enter in this color, E6, E6, E6. So it's the same as the background color for the copyright section. However, the copyright section, that is the background color, I'm going to change it to a different color. So I click on the gear icon for the copyright row. Then I go to design. Background color, I have it in here. I'll change it to a color which is a bit darker, like this. Or maybe I'll just make it black completely. So I take it to the end, which is black. Take note, the color code for black is 000000. You can set whatever color you want by clicking on the gear icon here and changing the color code, or choosing your color from here. I exit from here. So now that we've set the background colors, at the moment you see that my footer section is not displaying. Don't worry, it will show. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add social media icons at this side of the footer. So I click on the plus icon right here, then I choose social. Next, I go ahead and click on it. At the moment, we have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you want to add more, all what you need to do is drop down the arrow here, then search for the particular social media icon you want. Maybe I want to add LinkedIn. I select it, then I click on add social icon, and it will appear right here. If you don't need a particular social media icon, all what you need to do is close it from here like this. So I have 3 now. Next, I go ahead and enter my social media links. To do that, I click on the first one, that is Facebook, and the URL, I enter the URL of my Facebook account. So https://facebook.com/Dikupages. So similarly, you go ahead and do the same thing for Instagram and LinkedIn. So I click back on it to collapse them. At the moment, you see that my footer is not showing. So what I do is I publish the page, then I go ahead and refresh it. Scrolling down, you see that I now have my footer right here. Perfect. So now we can go ahead and change the colors. To do that, I hover on it, then I click on the pencil icon. I go to design, and the link/text, I click on normal, then I go ahead and make it black. The hover, I choose my orange color. Then I do the same thing for the active. Perfect. Next, I work on the social icons. So upon hovering on it, I click on the pencil icon right here, or better still, I can just click on social from here. Then I click on design. First of all, I want to increase the size from 18 to maybe 25, like this. Going down to icon color, the normal is going to be black, and then the hover, I'll change it to my orange color, like this. Perfect. Finally, let's customize the text and color of the copyright section. So upon hovering on it, I click on the pencil icon right here, or I can click on copyright from here. It's the same. First of all, I want to remove Astra WordPress theme. So I can come in here to remove powered by. Then I go ahead and enter design by Dikupages web. I can go ahead and highlight it. Then I link it to my website. So I click on insert link. In here, I go ahead and enter my website link. Then I click on apply. I can click on edit. Click on the gear icon. Then I go ahead and click on open link in a new tab, simply because I don't want users to leave my website. Then I click on update. Perfect. I can also go ahead and change the colors. So I go to design, text color, I'll go ahead and change it to white. Awesome. Then I go ahead and publish. So that's all about customizing the footer section of my website. So I go ahead and exit from here. Now if I go to the front end of my website and refresh, you see the new look and feel of my website. Perfect. So that's it on customizing our website. See you in the next class. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, we are going to look at how to design our website. And to design our website, we'll be starting with the home page. Take note, we are going to be using Elementor to design our website. So to design our website, I click on edit page. Take note, you need to be on the home page before you click on edit page. Right now, I'm on the home page, and this will take me to the back end. And still on the home page, I go ahead and click on edit with Elementor right here. And this will take me to the Elementor editor. Already, you see that we have our header section as well as our footer section. And we cannot use Elementor to control the header and the footer. The header and the footer can only be controlled or customized in the theme customizer. So in between the header and the footer is where we are going to be designing our page. So now let's take a quick tour of the Elementor page builder. Now inside here in the middle, in between the header and the footer, is where we are going to be designing our website. And at the left hand side, we have these small widgets here. These are the features we'll be using one way or the other in order to design our pages. So you can start using any of these widgets by clicking and dragging them in here. But before we do that, you can insert a new section. I'll show you what a section is in a moment. So first of all, let's insert a new section. To do that, I click on the plus icon right here. You see that after hovering on it, we have add new section. So I go ahead and click on it. In here, you see different structures you can choose from. We have single column structure, double column, 3 columns, and what have you. For now, let's go with double column. So I click on it to insert my section. So as you can see, we have this blue line. This blue line is the section, and on top here we have plus icon, edit section icon, as well as close icon or delete icon. Inside the section we have columns, and this is a column. If I point on it, you see edit column, and at the moment we have 2 columns, simply because we have inserted the double column section. So first of all, it should be noted that we have sections, that is the blue line, and inside the section we have columns. Now inside this column is where we drag and drop our widgets. Now after inserting a section, at the left hand side you see that the look and feel has changed. We now see edit section, and under that we have layout, style, and advanced. These are the 3 features we use in order to control the section. Now if you want to get to the elements, all what you need to do is click on this 9 dot icon right here, then it will take you to the elements. In here you can go ahead and drag and drop whatever element you want inside your columns. So first of all, I start with an image right here. I click on it and drag it in here. Now if you get in here, make sure you see this blue bar, which indicates that if you drop, that is where your widget will be inserted. So I release the mouse and you see my image placeholder. So after dragging and dropping in the image widget, you see that I now have edit image, and under that I have content, style, and advanced, just as we saw in the section. So to insert a real image, all what I need to do is click right here to choose an image. This will take me to my media library. If I don't have the image I want to use from here, I can go to upload files, select files, then I go ahead and choose my image from where I have it. I have some image here. I click on it, open. It is uploaded. Then I go ahead and click on insert media, and boom, it is right there. Perfect. Now I can go ahead and add some other elements. So I go back to widgets. Next I'll go ahead and add heading widget. So I drag it and I go ahead and drop it in here. From here I can highlight and change my text, or I can change it from here, whichever way. So now you see that upon inserting the heading widget, we now see edit heading. Under that we have content, style, advanced. Take note, these are the 3 features we use in order to customize our heading. So I can type whatever text I want. So I have my first website, something like that. Next I go back to widgets, and I'm going to go ahead and drag in the text editor under the heading. Perfect. And in here I go ahead and enter my text. I can go back to widgets again. Now let me go ahead and drag in the button widget like this. After inserting it, we have edit button. I can change the text from here. Instead of click here, I can enter get started. I can link it to any page of my website if I want. I can set the alignment, center, right, justify, which will stretch across. I'll leave it as left for now. I can control the size from small to large, something like that. I can go over to style and change the color of my button to blue. The hover, I change it to something else, maybe green. Perfect. Next, I can change the background color of the entire section. To do that, I hover on the section up here, then I click on edit section. You see that I now have edit section on top. I click on style, and the background, I go to type, then I choose classic. In here, I can choose whatever color I want, or I click on the color icon right here, and I can choose from here. Perfect. Now after having my columns right here, I can also go ahead and rearrange them. I can do that by pointing on edit column, then I click and hold down the mouse, drag it in here, and drop. Perfect. So you see that Elementor is really a simple to use drag and drop page builder. Now upon inserting columns and widgets, if you don't need any of them, you can go ahead and delete them. For instance, if I don't need this text, I just right click on it, then I click on delete. If I don't need this image, I do the same, delete. Perfect. Now whatever changes you make on your page, you need to go ahead and update it. It is very important. So now let's assume that I don't need this section. All what I need to do is go ahead and click on the delete section icon and it is off. Perfect. So that's a quick tour of the Elementor page builder. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Hello guys and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson we are going to look at how to design our home page. In order to achieve this, we are going to design our page section by section and we'll do this in separate lessons. So in this lesson I'm going to show you how to design the hero section of our page. Now what is a hero section? A hero section is simply the top banner you see on web pages. Usually it comes with a background, either a color or an image. It also has some text on it as well as call to action. Without wasting further time, let's get started. So to create my hero section, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and add a new section. To do that, I click on the plus icon right here and I'm going to go ahead and add a single column section. So I go ahead and click on it. My section is added. Next, I go over to height and the layout. I drop down the arrow, then I choose fit to screen. And this is how wide it will be. Awesome. You can also decide to use minimum height. Then you go ahead and control it from here, like this. But for this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and use fit to screen. The next thing I'm going to do is set a background image for my hero section. So to do that, I go over to style. Take note, if you don't want to use an image as your background, you can use color. Just by going to classic, then you choose your color from here. But we are not going to use color. So I choose an image. It should be noted that you only see this particular feature when you click on classic. Now if I click back on classic, you see that it's gone. So I choose classic, then I choose my image. I don't have the image I want to use from here, so I click on upload files, select files. I'm going to go ahead and use this. And I click on open. It is uploaded, then I go ahead and insert media. And we have our image right here. Awesome. Next, under the image, I see position. I drop down the arrow and I choose center. You can choose whichever one you want. We have center left, center right, and the rest of them. I prefer to use center. And you see that my image has shifted. Next, I go to attachments. At the moment, when I'm scrolling, you see that the image is scrolling with the page. I don't want that, so under attachment I set it to fixed. So now if I'm scrolling, the image is static. Awesome. If the dimension of your image is small, you may see that the image is repeated, so you may want to set it to no repeat. But for me it is cool, so I don't do anything from here. The size, I drop down the arrow, then I choose cover. With cover, the image will fit very well in the section. Awesome. Now you can apply some background overlay to your image. Before we do that, let's go ahead and insert some text. Let's see how everything will look at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and add some text. To do that, I go over to widgets. Then I go ahead and drag in the heading widget like this. I can change the text from here. Sparse 1 kitchen, I'll go ahead and center it. Next, I go over to style and the text color, I go ahead and change the color and I'm going to go ahead and use my orange color. So I have FF770F. Perfect. Since I'll be using this color again on my website, I can add it to my global colors so that I don't have to come here to select it. To do that, I click on the plus icon right here. You see that I have create new global color. I click on it, then I go ahead and enter a name for it. So I call it orange, then I click on create. Now if I want to use this color, I don't need to come in here again. I can just click on the globe icon right here and I have it here. Perfect. I'm also going to go ahead and change the typography. So I click on pencil icon right here. By default, it is Roboto. I don't need Roboto. I drop down the arrow, then I search for poppins from here. I have pop-ins right here. I click on it. You see that my text has changed. You can change the size if you want, and that's what I'm going to do. I click in here, or better still, I can use the drag feature from here to change the size. Now I'm going to go ahead and make it 25, like this. Next is letter spacing. I click in here, then I go ahead and enter 8. Now I have my first text. Next I go back to elements, then I go ahead and drag in the heading element once again, like this. In here, I change it to the text I want. Number 1 restaurant in Tamale. I change the alignment to center. I go over to style. Then I go ahead and change the color to white, like this. I'll also go ahead and add the white color to my global colors. So I just call it white. Click on create. Next, I'm going to go ahead and change the typography to pop-ins. I have pop-ins right here. I'll increase the size to 65. Maybe one other thing I can do is I come back to the text on top here, and I'm going to change the case. So I click on the pencil icon right here, and the transform, I change it to uppercase. Finally, I'm going to go ahead and add a button. So I go over to widgets, then I drag in the button widget. The text, I change it to see our dishes. And I'm going to go ahead and link it to my dishes page. So in here under link, I remove the hashtag, then I type in dishes. And it will give me a perfect match. I have it in here. I click to insert the link. Next, I align it center, and I'll change the size from small to medium. Next, I go over to style, and I'll change the typography to pop-ins. One thing I can also do is add the pop-ins font to my global font. I can do that by clicking on the plus icon right here. Then I name it pop-ins. Click on create. So the next time I want to use it, I can easily come in here to select it. Perfect. Next, I'm going to go ahead and change the color of my button under normal. First of all, I make sure the text color is set to white, like this, and then the background color is green. I change it to my orange color. Next, I'm going to go ahead and make my button like a pill. So I come in here and the border radius, then I enter 50. Awesome. Next, I'm going to go ahead and apply a shadow to it. To do that, I just click on the pencil icon beside box shadow, like this. I hope you can see the shadow. There are some other settings you can go ahead and do, but I'll leave it as it is for now. If you want, you can also change the hover color of the button. To do that, I click on hover. The text color, I make sure it is set to white. And then the background color, I choose my orange color. However, I want to choose a darker orange color. So I click on the color right here. Then I go ahead and change it like this. So if I hover, you see a different background color. Perfect. So now these are the 3 widgets I want to add on my hero section. You see that the text is not showing clearly. So what I can do is add a background overlay to my image. To do that, I click on edit section right here. Then I go over to style and the edit section. I go down to background overlay. And the background type, I choose classic. Then I'm going to go ahead and choose black color, like this. Already you see that everything is cool. However, if you want, you can also change the opacity from here. Maybe I want to reduce it from here, like this, or increase it from here. So I leave it as 1.6. Perfect. So now my hero section is done. I just go ahead and update the page. Now we can go ahead and preview our page. To do that, I click on preview changes and to open a new tab. Perfect. This is cool. So that's it on how to create a hero section. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to create an about section for our home page. At the moment, we have the hero section, so let's see how we can create an about section for our home page. To do that, I go back to Elementor, then I scroll down. In here, I go ahead and insert a new section. For the about section, I'm going to go ahead and insert a double column section. Next, I go to widgets. Then I'm going to go ahead and add a heading widget like this. Then I'll change it to About Us. I'll change the color and the style. So I go over to style, and I'm going to go ahead and make it black like this. I'm going to be using the black color on my website so I can easily add it to my global colors, as we saw in our previous lesson. Next, I change the typography, so I click on the globe icon here and choose Poppins. Awesome. I'll change the size by clicking on the pencil icon, then I go ahead and change the size from here. I'll make it 20. So this is all I want to do for the about text. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add another heading, and I don't want to add it from scratch. So what I do is I can right click on this one, then I click on duplicate, and I have the same text right here. So what I do is I change this to Welcome to Spice One Kitchen. I'll go over to style, then I'm going to go ahead and change the size of my text to 40 or maybe 30. I think 30 is cool. Next, I go back to elements, and I'm going to go ahead and enter the text editor like this. In here, I go ahead and enter the about of my website. I'll do this pretty quick and get back to you. Alright, this is how much I want to enter. Next, I go to style, and I'm going to go ahead and change the text color. From here, I'll just change it to this much, like this. Then I'll add this color to my global colors. So I click on the plus icon. I call it gray. Then I'm going to go ahead and change the typography to Poppins. Perfect. Next, I want to add in a button that users can click in order to go to the About page. And I don't want to add the button from scratch. So to add the button, I go to Widgets, then I go ahead and drag in the button right here. Next, I change the text from here, More Info, and I will link it to the About page. So I enter About in here to get a best match. I click to insert the link. Now, this button right here, I want the same settings as we did for this particular button. So all what I need to do is go ahead and right click here, copy, come in here, right click, then I click on paste style. And you see that I have the same style as this one. The only difference here is that I don't need this particular button to be centered. So I make sure it is selected, then I click on left, that is align left. However, I want to change the text to uppercase so that it will be uniform. So I have more info like this. Awesome. Next, in this column, I'm going to go ahead and add an image. So I go to widgets, then I drag in the image widget. I click on it to choose my image. Now, if I don't want to be selecting my images one after the other, I can just go ahead and drag in all the images I want to use on my website. So to do that, I go to my images folder. In here, I have all the images. I just go ahead and drag them in here. I minimize this. Okay, this is the image I want to use. Then I go ahead and insert media. Next, I go to style, and I can reduce the width of the image. Like this, maybe 80. Awesome. Next, I go ahead and align my text and image. You see that the text is hitting the top right here. So what I do is I click on edit section, then under vertical align, I drop down the arrow, then I go ahead and choose middle, so that the text will be in the middle of the image. Awesome. Now, if you want to preview the page without going here, you can click on the collapse icon right here, and you see everything. So going back, I want to add spacing on top and at bottom. To do that, I make sure I click on Edit section, then I go over to Advanced. I unlink the values and the padding by clicking on this link icon. Then at top, I enter 100. Bottom, I enter 100. Perfect. Now I have clean space at top and bottom. Then I go ahead and save. I can preview the changes. Perfect. Now my About section is done. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Hello guys and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to create a section for our dishes. In your case, if you are creating a website for maybe a services business, you can create a section for services. So to do that, I go back to Elementor, then I scroll down, I go ahead and add a new section. First of all, I add a single column section. Then I go to widgets, and I'm going to go ahead and drag in the heading widgets. I call it our dishes. So in your case, if you are making a services website, you can say our services or maybe just services. Now if I don't want to waste time formatting this text, I can go up here. I'm going to go ahead and use this same style. So what I do is I right click on it, I click on copy, then I come in here, right click on paste style. I'll have the same formatting. However, this time around, I'm going to go ahead and make this center. So I just select it, and I click on center. Next, I go to widgets. I'm going to go ahead and insert a text editor. So I just grab it and drop it right here. So similarly, I can copy this text, that is the formatting here. Then I come in here and paste it. Paste style. Perfect. So I just click in here to change my text. Check out our homemade dishes, and I'm going to go ahead and center it. I go to style, then I click on center. Next, I go to elements, and I'm going to go ahead and insert an inner section like this. And the reason why we are inserting an inner section is that we want to create columns inside an existing column. Take note, in this section, we have a column, and inside this column, we want another column. That is why we are inserting an inner section. And for this particular inner section, we need 3 columns. Meanwhile, by default, it's giving us 2 columns. So what we do is we right click on any of the columns here. By pointing on it, I right click, then I click on duplicate. So now I have 3 columns. Next, I go to elements, and I'm going to go ahead and drag in the image elements. I choose my image from here. I'll go ahead and choose this one. That is my main one. I can give it an alt text, so this is Fufu. I change the title as well to Fufu. Then I go ahead and insert media. It should be noted that all the images you'll be using for your services should have the same dimensions. Now if I go back to the image right here, it is selected. You see that this is the dimension. It is 480 by 599 pixels. You can choose whatever dimensions you want. The most important thing is all your images you'll be inserting for your services or your products should have the same dimension so that they will all align perfectly. I exit from here. Next, I go ahead and give my menu a title. To do that, I go on top here and I need this particular style. I just click on it, copy. Then I come down here, right click somewhere at the bottom of the image like this, then click on paste and your text will be inserted. However, I want to make it center and I'll change the text to Fufu. So that's all what I want to do. Now if I don't want to repeat the same process for the rest of the 2 columns, what I can do is right click on this particular column, duplicate, right click again, duplicate, then I'll go ahead and remove these empty columns. So I right click on it, delete, right click, delete. So next I go ahead and change the images and the text. So first of all, I click on this one, then I select it from here, This time around, I choose this, and that's Chuo Zafi. I enter the alt text. I replace it with the title and I insert media. I change the text from here to Chuo Zafi. Similarly, I go ahead and change this image as well as the text. So I'll fast forward the video. Alright, I've changed the image and the text. Next, I want to add a call to action so that users can click in order to take them to the menu page or the dishes page or services, whatever page you are creating. So to do that, I'll just go to the hero section, right click on the button, copy, come down here, then I can just go ahead and paste it anywhere here. Meanwhile, I want it inside this particular section, the entire section right here. So what I do is I click on the person icon here upon hovering, then I drag it inside here like this. So make sure you get this blue bar, then you drop. Sometimes it may want to be inserted in any of these columns, so you just have to place it perfectly. Meanwhile, I don't need this particular section. I just go ahead and delete it. You see that the button is too close to the images and the text here. So what I do is I make sure it is selected. Then I go over to advanced. I need to increase the margin. So I unlink the values and the margin. At top, I'll just go ahead and increase it. So as I'm increasing, you see that the number is increasing and the button is moving. I'm using the top arrow key to do that. I think 50 is cool. Perfect. The next thing I'm going to do is change the background color of my dishes section. You see that the color is the same as the about section right here. So to change the background color, I just click on edit section right here. Then I go over to style. I select background type, that is classic. I click on color right here and I'm going to go ahead and use F2, F7, F5 like this. And since I'll be using this color again, I'll just add it to my global colors. Maybe I'll call it dishes background. Then I click on create. Finally, I want to add some space at top and at bottom. So to do that, I go over to advanced. Take note, this section is still selected. Then I unlink the values and the padding. At top, I enter 100. And at bottom, I enter 100 as well. Perfect. So now the section is done. I go ahead and update. Let's take a look. Going down. Perfect. I like it. So that's it on how to create the dishes section for your website or services or product section, whatever website you are creating. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Hello guys and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to create a promotional banner for your homepage. To do that, let's go back to Elementor. Going down to the end, I add a new section by clicking on the plus icon. And I'm going to go ahead and add a single column. Now, if I don't want to waste time creating this section afresh, I'll go ahead and delete this. Going up, the section I'm about to create will look similar to this particular one. So what I do is I go over to edit section right here, right click, click on copy, then I go down to the end. In this particular area, I right click, click on paste, and we have the entire hero section down here. However, I don't need it this wide, so what I can do is I click on edit section right here, then I go over to height. This time around, I change the height to minimum height, and I'm going to go ahead and set it to 400. Next, I go ahead and change my text. So in here, I change it to enjoy a local dish today. Next, I click on this one, then I change it by highlighting with 30% discount off. Then the call to action, I click on it and I'm going to go ahead and change the text. Grab your offer, just like that. So if my users click on this, it will take them to the menu page or the dishes page or your services page, whichever page you are creating. Next, I go ahead and change the background image. So I click on edit section, then I go over to style, I choose image, and this is the image I want to use. I select it, insert media. Everything is set, I update it. Let's take a look. Perfect. So that's it on how to create a promotional banner for your home page. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to create a testimonial section for your website. And that will be the final section we'll be creating for our home page. To create the testimonial section, I go back to the Elementor editor. Going down, now we are going to create our testimonial section under the promotional banner. And the particular section I want to create is similar to the dishes section. So what I'm going to do is I go ahead and copy the entire section by right clicking on edit section, click on copy, I scroll down, in here I right click, then I click on paste. First of all, I change the background by clicking on edit section. I go over to style, I can just click on the color here, then I go ahead and clear the color. It will give me a white background. Or better still, you can just click on the color and choose the white color, whichever way you want it. So now let me go ahead and remove what I don't want and keep what I want. So first of all, the title, I change it to testimonials. And the subtitle, I click in there, then I go ahead and change it to what our clients say. Next, I'm going to go ahead and remove these columns. I'll just right click on edit column, delete, right click, delete. I don't need this text, I delete it, as well as this image, delete. So now I have single column. However, I need 3 columns, so I duplicate them again to get my 3 columns. Next, I go over to widgets. If you don't want to look for the particular widget you want to use from here, you can go to search widgets, then type in testimonial. I have testimonial right here. I click and drag it in here. In here, I go ahead and enter the main testimonial. I'll just leave this dummy content for now. I don't want to bore you with my slow typing. Next, I choose an image that will display right here. So I choose image. I already have the images I want to use. I select this, insert media, and the name, I change the name. And the title, I change it to CEO at Universal Legacy. Next, I go over to style. The text color, I'll go ahead and choose my gray color. The typography, this time around, I'm not going to use Poppins. I'll choose Roboto Slab. Now I'm going to go ahead and decrease the size to maybe 15. Okay, 16 is cool. Next, I go to style and I'm going to make it italic. Perfect. I exit from here. Next, I work on the name. I change the text color to black. And the typography, I make it Poppins. Finally is the title. I go over to typography and I'm going to go ahead and change the line height to maybe 20 or 25. Perfect. And that's all the settings I want to do. So what I do is I just right click here, copy, and I paste it in the rest of the 2 columns. As simple as that. Next, I go ahead and change the images, the names, and the titles. So I just click in here. I choose an image like this. Then I change the name. I'll change the title. So similarly, I do the same thing in here. So I'll fast forward the video. Next, I don't need this button right here, so I just right click on it and I go ahead and delete it. So now the testimonial section is done. Now one thing I want to show you is that after previewing, this is how it will look like. If I want, I can take the whole of this section on top of the promotional banner. Let's see how we can do that. So to do that, you simply need to click on the edit section right here. Then you drag on top. When you see this blue bar, you drop. And now we have our testimonial section in between the dishes or your services and then the promotional banner. So if this is what you want, you go ahead and update. Let's preview the changes. Going down, we have our testimonial section right here. Perfect. And this is cool. I like it. So that's it on how to create the testimonial section for your homepage. And this brings us to the end of designing our homepage. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to design the dishes pages of our website. If you are creating your website for services, you can do that. So you just have to follow me step by step and you can create whatever page you want to create. So in your case, if you are creating a services website, you can do the same thing. So to do that, I click on dishes. Then I go ahead and edit my page. And we are going to go ahead and edit it with Elementor. Now inside the Elementor editor, I'll start by creating my banner section. Now if I don't want to create it from scratch, I can go back to my home page, which is still opened with Elementor. All what I need to do is copy the entire hero section here. To do that, I right click on edit section, I click on copy, then I come in here, right click, click on paste. First of all, I don't need this title, I delete it, and I don't also need this button. Next, I go ahead and change the text here to our dishes. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and reduce the height of the hero section. Now it's going to be a banner, so I click on edit section. I go over to height, then I change it from fit to screen to minimum height, and I change it to 400. Perfect. Next, I insert a new column, and I'm going to go ahead and insert a double column. Next, I go to widgets. Then I'm going to go ahead and add an image widget. I choose my image. This is the image I want to use. Insert media. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add my text in here. I can go back to the home page. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab this title right here. Copy. Come back here. Right click in here. Click on paste. And I'll change it to Fufu with large soup. Next, I go back to the home page again, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this text. I come in here, then I go ahead and paste it. Perfect. Next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and duplicate this heading. I click on it, click on duplicate, and I click on the pencil icon right here. I drag it down here. I change the text to price. And the price is going to be in Ghana cedis, so I enter GH. To get the cedi sign, I hold down Alt key on the keyboard and I press 155 like this, and it's going to be 20 Ghana cedis. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and reduce the HTML tag of the price. At default is H2. I change it to H3 or maybe H4. Next, I go over to style, and I'm going to go ahead and change the size to 20. Now I want the image and the text to be aligned perfectly, so I click on edit section. Then I go over to vertical align and layout. I drop down the arrow and I choose middle. Awesome. Next, I go over to advanced, and I'm going to go ahead and add spacing at top and at bottom. So I unlink the values under padding. Top, I make it 100. Bottom, I make it 100 as well. Next, I go ahead and create the next dish. So I just right click on this section, duplicate, and I scroll down. I'll just change the image by clicking on it. I choose Tuozafi, insert media, then I change this title. Tuozafi with Ayoyo, and I'll leave the description. I just go ahead and change the price to 15 cedis. However, I want to change the background color. So I select edit section, click on style, and the background I choose classic. I click on the globe icon, and I'm going to go ahead and choose my dishes background color. Perfect. Finally, I duplicate this section. First of all, I select edit section, and I'm going to go ahead and clear the background color like this, and I'll change the image. Choose image, plantain and beans, insert media, and I'll change the title to plantain and beans or plantain with beans, and the price I change it to 12, and I'll leave the description. And now the design of my dishes page is done. I just go ahead and update it. We can check it out by clicking on preview. Perfect. This is cool. So that's it on how to design the dishes page. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next class. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to design the About Us page. To do that, I click on the About Us. Next, I go ahead and click on Edit Page. And we are going to go ahead and edit it with Elementor. So I click on Edit with Elementor. In here, I need a banner section just as we did for the dishes page. I still have my dishes page open with Elementor. So I just go ahead and grab the banner section. I right click on Edit Section, copy, come to the About Us page, right click in here, click on Paste. Now I go ahead and change the title to About Us. Next, I'm going to go ahead and insert a double column section, which I already have under the dishes page. So I just come in here, right click on Edit Section, copy for this particular section, go back to the About Us page, right click in here, click on Paste. Next, I go ahead and change this image by clicking on it, and I change it from here. This is the image I'm going to use. I select it, insert media. In here, I go ahead and edit this text. Welcome to Spice One Kitchen. I'll leave this text as my about text, or better still, I can duplicate it to have more contents. Perfect. However, I'm going to go ahead and reduce the size of this image. I just select it, then I go over to style. I'll reduce the width, maybe 70, like this. I don't need this price. Right click on it, delete, and now this section is done. Next, I add a new section. So I click on Add New Section, and I'm going to go ahead and use single column. One thing I can do is go to the home page of my website. There is a section in there that will be similar to this particular section I want to create now. So I can get to it by searching for the page. Meanwhile, I don't want to leave this page, so I go back to the dishes page. Then I go ahead and hold down Ctrl key, then press E, and it will take me to the finder, that is Elementor Finder. I search for home. I have home right here. I click on it, and it will open the home page with Elementor. Going down, this is the exact section I want to use. So I just point on Edit Section, right click, copy, go back to the About Us page. Meanwhile, I delete this, then I right click in here, click on Paste. Perfect. Next, I change the title Dishes to our team, or maybe our chefs, since I'm making a restaurant website. Next, I go ahead and change this text to Meet Our Chefs. Next, I go ahead and replace these images with the images of my chefs. So I click on the first one, choose image. This is my first chef. Insert media. I enter his name from here, Sam John. Next, I go ahead and duplicate the heading like this. Meanwhile, the name, I change the size by selecting it. I go to style, click on the pencil icon and the typography. Then I go ahead and change the size from 20 to 30 like this. Next, I select this text. I change it to job title. Next, I go over to advanced. And the margin, I unlink the values. Top, I decrease the margin to -20. And I think this is cool. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and duplicate this column and remove these two. So I hover on edit column right here, right click, duplicate, right click, duplicate. Then I go ahead and remove these ones. I don't need them anymore. Awesome. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and change these two images as well as the text. So I'll fast forward this and get back to you. Alright, I've changed the images and their names. I don't need this button. I just right click on it, delete it. The last section I'm going to create is a promotional banner section, which I already have on the home page. I have it right here. I just right click on edit section, copy, go to the about us page, right click in here, click on paste. Then I go ahead and update my page. I can take a look. Perfect. Very neat and clean. So that's it on how to design the homepage of our website. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Hello guys and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to create a contact form for our website. This contact form we'll be creating, we need it to add to our contact page so that users of our website will be able to contact us through the contact page by filling the contact form. At the moment, I'm on the contact page, but we don't have any content in here. So first of all, let's go ahead and create our contact form. To do that, I go to the back end of my website. Then I go over to WP Forms, click on Add New. In here, I go ahead and give a name to my form. So I call it Contact Form. And from here, I can go ahead and choose from these pre-made contact forms. You can decide to create your form from scratch, or you can build on an existing form. In this tutorial, we are going to go ahead and build on a pre-made form. So I click on Use Template. And now we have our pre-made contact form. All what we need to do is go ahead and customize it the way we want. So we have the name field, email field, as well as comment or message field. However, we also need to add additional field, which is for phone. So I'll just go ahead and click on numbers like this, and it will appear down here. I can click on it and drag it to whichever location I want like this. Awesome. Next, let's start customizing our fields. First of all, I start from name by clicking on it. The format, I don't need first and last names. I only need a simple form. So I choose simple and it will be a single field. Next, I go to advanced. And I'm going to go ahead and change the field size from medium to large so that it will stretch across. I do the same thing to email by clicking on it. I go to advanced, field size, I change it to large. Next, I click on numbers and I'll change the label to phone. And I'll make it required. I go to advanced, field size, I change it to large. Finally, I click on comment or message. I only need message. I don't need comment or message. So I take it off. That is the comment or. Now the design of my form is done. Next, I go over to settings. Under general, you can change the name of your form if you want. You can also change the submit button, and that is what I'll do. I'll change it to send message. Next, I go to notifications. And in here, send to email address. You may want to enter the address where you want your form submissions to go. if you don't enter any email, all your form submission will go to the email address you used to set up WordPress. So I'll go ahead and enter my email. That is if it is different from the one I used to set up WordPress. Next is email subject line. It's going to read like this: new entry, contact form. So I leave it as it is. You can change it to whatever text you want. Next is from name. It's coming from the name of my website. From email, I can repeat this email right there. Take note, it's the same. If you don't enter any email, the from name will be the email address you use to set up WordPress. The rest of the fields, I leave them as they are. Next, I go to confirmations, and the confirmation message reads like this: thanks for contacting us, we'll be in touch with you shortly. And I think it's cool, so I just go ahead and save my form. It is saved. I can exit from here. We can take a preview of it. So I right click on it, open link in a new tab. So this is how our contact form will look like. Awesome. So that's it on how to create a contact form for our website. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to design the contact page of our website. Now I'm on the contact page of my website. To design it, I click on edit page. Then I go ahead and edit it with Elementor. First of all, I need a banner section, which I already have on the About Us page. So I just go ahead and grab it by copying the whole section. Go back to the contact page, right click in here, click on paste, and I just change this text to contact us. The next section I'm going to add is similar to this section right here. So what I do is I just copy it, come back in here, right click, click on paste. Meanwhile, I don't need this image, so I delete it. Next, I go ahead and remove these widgets. I don't need them. I only need this title, and I need it at the left side of the page. So I click on edit column right here and drag it to this side. Awesome. I change the text. Get in touch with us. Next, I go over to widgets. Then I go ahead and search for icon box. I have icon box right here. I just click on it and drag it in here. Awesome. First of all, let's go ahead and style it up. So I come down here and I change the icon position to left. Going up, I go to style and I'll change the color of the icon to my orange color like this. Next, I go ahead and increase the spacing in between the icon and the text to 25. I'll reduce the size of the icon to 30 or 35 or maybe 40. I think 40 is cool. Next, I go to content. The color of the title, I change it to black, and I'll change the typography to Poppins. Next, I increase the size of the title. So I click on the pencil icon and I increase the size from here. I'll make it 25. I exit from here. Next is the description. I change the color to my gray color and I'll change the typography to Poppins like this. Awesome. Now let's go ahead and enter in our text. So I go back to content. I highlight the title from here. So first of all, I have phone, and I'll enter in my phone number here. The next thing I'm going to do is change this icon to phone icon. So I select it from here. Under filter by name, I search for phone or maybe mobile. I'll use this. I click on insert. Next, I need this same design. So I just right click on it, duplicate, and I'll change the content, email, and I'll go ahead and enter in my email here. I'll change the icon to email icon. Okay, maybe envelope. I'll use this right here, insert, Finally, I duplicate it for the second time. I'll change the content, GPS address, and I'll enter in my GPS address right here. Next, in here, I'm going to go ahead and add my contact form. So I go over to widgets, then I search for WP forms. I have it right here. I just click and drag it in here. In here, I drop to select my contact form right here. Perfect. Going down, I add the final section, single column. I go over to widgets, and I'm going to go ahead and use Google Maps. I drag it in here. At the moment, it is set to somewhere London, United Kingdom. I take it off, and I go ahead and enter my location. Perfect. I need the section to stretch across, so I select the entire section right here. I change the content width to full width. Awesome. Maybe I can add the final section, which is the promotional banner section. So I go over to the About Us page, and I grab it from here, copy, come back here, right click, click on paste. And now the design of my contact page is done. I just go ahead and update. Let's take a look. Perfect. So that's it on how to design the contact page of our website. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next lesson. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to make our website tablet and mobile friendly. To do that, we are going to start with the home page. At the moment, I'm on the contact page of our website. I can easily go to the home page in order to edit it with Elementor. So I click on home, and you see that I have edit with Elementor right here, simply because we've edited it with Elementor before. So any of these pages you go to, you see this particular feature right there. Now, assuming you don't want to use it from here, you can go to the back end, then you go over to all pages. From here, you can hover on any of the pages like home. You see that I have edit with Elementor right here. I can just go ahead and right click, open link in a new tab if I don't want to move away from here. Now I can exit from here. Now to make my website mobile responsive, I go over to responsive mode right here, click on it, and you will see this bar on top here. At the moment, it is on desktop. So I go ahead and click on tablet, and starting from the top, the hero section looks cool. I don't think I need to do anything here, but in case you want to change something, all what you need to do is select that particular widget. Then you can go ahead and use the content, style, and advanced in order to change it. Going down, you see that in this section at the left hand side, the text is almost hitting the edge. I don't want that. So what I do is I select this column, then I click on advanced. I unlink the values and the padding. Then at left, I'll provide a space of 20 pixels. Now you see some space. Perfect. The right side is cool, so I don't do anything. Going down, this section too looks fine, as well as the testimonial section. Maybe here I don't want it in 2 lines, so what I do is I select it, then I go over to style, and the typography, I click on the pencil icon. Then I'm going to go ahead and reduce the size. At the moment it is 65, I'll make it 60. Perfect. So whatever size you'll be entering in here will depend upon the amount of text you have in your widget. So now we are done with the tablet mode. Let's go over to mobile, and starting from the top, on top here, you see that my text is almost hitting the section. I don't want that. So what I do is I select the section, then I go over to advanced. And the padding, I unlink the values. At top, I'll provide a space of 50. I do the same thing at bottom, 50. This text, I don't need it in 2 lines, so I select it, then I go over to style. Now, one thing I've not mentioned is that all the editing we are doing for the tablet and mobile mode, they are not going to affect the desktop mode. Take note. So now if I go over to typography and click on the pencil icon, you see that under size we have mobile view right here. This means that whatever changes we'll be making to this text will affect only the mobile view. So in here, I'll go ahead and reduce the size. I think 15 is cool. It is perfect. Next, I work on this. So I select it. Then I go over to style. I click on the pencil icon and the typography. Then I change the size to 30. I think 30 is perfect. Or maybe 35. Awesome. I'll leave it as 35. And the button is good, so I don't do any other thing. Going down, the space here for the mobile is too wide, so I want to decrease it as well as here. So I select the entire section. I go over to advanced, and the padding I unlink the values. Top I make it 50, bottom 50 as well. Next thing I do is select this text. I'm going to align it to the center. So I click on center right here. I do the same thing in here. Perfect. Going down, I'll align this button to the center right here after selecting it. Now for the tablet, now for the mobile view, I don't want this image to be under the text right here. I rather want the image to be on top. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and select the entire section like this. Then I go over to advanced. Next, I go to responsive. Under responsive, we have reverse columns for mobile. So I just go ahead and toggle this on, and the image will be on top. Meanwhile, I need some space in between the image and the about here. So I select the column, that is edit column right here. Then I go over to advanced. I unlink the values and the margin. And then at top, I'm going to go ahead and give it a positive margin of 50. Perfect. Now we have enough space. Going down, this section too, there's enough space on top as well as bottom. I don't want that, so I close it up by editing the section. I click on the 6 dots icon right here. I go over to advanced. I unlink the values and the padding. Top, I enter 50. Bottom, I enter 50. Awesome. This is cool. Next is the testimonial section. The only thing I do in here is reduce the top margin and then the bottom margin as we did for the section on top. So I select edit section right here. I click on advanced. I unlink the values and the padding. Top, I enter 50. Bottom, 50. Perfect. Going down to the final section, that is the promotional banner section. Now this text right here, I'm going to give it the same formatting as we did for the hero section. So I just right click on it, copy, come down here, right click, paste style. Going up, I right click on the second text, copy, going down, right click in here, paste style. So now that's all about the mobile responsiveness. I can exit from here. Then I go ahead and update my page. So now that's it on how to make our website mobile responsive. I'll leave the rest of the pages to you as an assignment so that you make them tablet and mobile responsive. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Hello guys, and welcome to our next lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to add motion effects to your web pages. And to do that, we are going to start with the home page. Before we start, it should be noted that you can apply motion effects to any item on your page. This means you can apply motion effects to sections, columns, and widgets. But for this course, we are going to limit the motion effects to columns and widgets. We are not going to be adding motion effects to sections. So first of all, I will start with the hero section, and I'm going to apply motion effect to the first text on top right here. So I select it, then I go over to advanced. Next, I click on motion effects. Under entrance animation, I drop down the arrow. Then there are so many options you can go ahead and choose from. For this, I'm going to go ahead and use fade in app. You see that. So after choosing a particular animation style, you see that we have animation duration, we have normal, slow, and fast. So you can choose whichever one you want. Next is animation delay, which is in milliseconds. So if I needed to delay in 1 second, I need to enter 1000 milliseconds. 1000 millisecond, take note, is equal to 1 second. For this heading, I'm not going to apply any animation delay. Next, I click on the next text. Then I go over to advanced. I choose motion effects. Under entrance, I choose fade in app. Awesome. I'll do the same thing to the button. Now let's save our work. Let's see it in action by previewing. Awesome, you see that. Looking at the animation, all the 3 widgets have appeared at the same time. Let me refresh the page again. Watch it closely. You see that. So let's make it in such a way that they will appear one after the other. So I go back to Elementor and I'm going to go ahead and select the second one. Under advanced, I go to motion effects. Now the animation delay, I'm going to go ahead and set it to 100. So this is 100 milliseconds. And the button, I set it to 200. And the reason is that in between the first text and the second text, the difference should be 100. And in between the second text and the button, the difference should be 100. And overall, in between the first text and the button, the difference should be 200 milliseconds. So let's update. Then we have a look. Perfect. I like this. So next, I go back to the second section, that is the About section. First, I'm going to go ahead and apply to the About Us text. I select it, then I go over to Advanced, Motion Effects. I choose Fade in App. Take note, you can choose from the list whatever motion effects you want. Next, I click on the Welcome, Advanced, Motion Effects. I choose Fade in App, and I'm going to go ahead and set the animation delay to 100. So for the rest of these 2 widgets, that is the text and the button, I'm going to go ahead and give a difference of 100 milliseconds delay. So I'll fast forward this and get back to you. Alright, so the first text, we don't have any animation delay. The second text is having 100 milliseconds. The next one, which is this text, is having 200 milliseconds, and the button is having 300 milliseconds. Next is this image. So what I'm going to do here is apply the animation effects to the entire column. So I select the column, then I go over to Advanced, Motion Effects. I choose Fade in App, and I'm going to go ahead and make the animation delay 400 so that all these widgets will appear before this particular one. Let's update and take a look. Let's take a look. Awesome. This is great. Now I'm going back. I move to the next section, that is our dishes section. I select this, Advanced, Motion Effects, Fade in App, the text. I'll set it to 100 milliseconds for the delay. Next, I'm going to go ahead and apply to the whole of this column. So I select the column, Advanced, Motion Effects, Fade in App. I'll set this to 200 milliseconds delay. The text here is already having 100 milliseconds. So I'll do the same thing to the rest of the 2 columns by providing difference of 100 milliseconds each. Alright, going down is the testimonial section. I'll do the same thing just as I did for this section. So I'll do this pretty quick. And finally, the promotional banner section. This time around, I'm going to go ahead and change a different style of animation. So first of all, I select the text here. I go to advanced motion effects. Now I'm going to go ahead and choose fade in left like this. And I'm not going to give it animation delay. Next, I select this advanced motion effects. This time around, fade in right. And I'll give it animation delay of 100. And finally, the button motion effects, and it will come from left with an animation delay of 200. I update. Let's take a look. Perfect. This is cool. Awesome. I like this. So that's it on how to apply motion effect to your web pages. I'll leave the rest of the pages to you as an assignment so that you go ahead and try your hands on them. Thank you for watching and see you in the final wrap-up. Hello guys, and welcome to our final lesson. In this lesson, we are going to take a quick review of our website and also do a testing of our contact form. So all what we are going to be doing is check our pages as well as the sections to see if everything is in place. So we start from the home page. First of all, we have our logo placed very neatly, and we also have our menu right here. We have home, dishes, about us, and contact us. Take note, in your case, you may have services or products depending upon the kind of website you are creating. Next is the hero section on the home page. All the features are clearly implemented. We have our big hero section with a background containing an image of the particular business we are creating our website for. We have our two headers, Spice Wine Kitchen, #1 restaurant in Tamale, and we have our beautiful call to action that our users can click so that it will take them to the dishes page of our website. So the moment customers land on your website, they will know that with this particular text, you are the #1 restaurant in town. Going down is the About section where we have the title About Us, and we are also welcoming our customers to our business. We have little About Us, a call to action that will take users to the About Us page, and we have an image to also display the product we are selling. Going down is our product section. In my case, dishes. So you may have products or services in your case, and I have my 3 products beautifully displayed with a call to action that will take my users to the dishes page. Next is the testimonial section. So if your clients leave you some review, maybe on your social media handles, you can get the best ones. It doesn't necessarily have to be 3. You can have up to 4 or whatever number you want. However, they shouldn't be crowded, so I think 3 is cool. Finally, we have the promotional banner section, and that's all about the home page. Lastly, we have our footer section neatly displayed. We have our menu, social media icons, and then finally the copyright section. Perfect. Now if you go to the dishes page, we have a nice banner right here with our title being bold. Going down, we have our first dish or our first service with a big image. Our title is cool, the description as well as the price. So going down, I have the rest of the 2 services or products. Cool. Next is About Us. Everything is neatly displayed. We have our chefs or our staff, whichever way you want to do it. And finally, our promotional banner section. Lastly, let's check the contact page. Our contact page is very well displayed. We have our phone, email, and GPS location, as well as a contact form that our users can fill in order to get in touch with us. Going down is a Google map that will show our clients, our location, and finally we have a promotional banner section. So it is necessary to review your website after you have finished creating it. So that's all the review we want to do. The last thing we are going to do is go ahead and test our contact form out to see how we will receive messages from our client. So in here, I enter my name as a client, email, phone, and finally, hi there. This is a test message. Then I go ahead and send message. Thanks for contacting us. We'll be in touch with you shortly. So let me go ahead and check my email and see how the message will come up. I have a new message here, new entry contact form. Take note, that is the name we give to our contact form. I just go ahead and open it up. And this is the message, the name of the sender, the email address, phone, as well as the message. And it is being sent from Spice One Kitchen. If I want to reply to the sender, I can just hit reply right here. And you see that the sender's email is in here. So I can just go ahead and enter in my message and click on send. Thank you for your message. How may we help you? Then I go ahead and send. Message sent. So with this, the sender will also receive this particular message. Awesome. So we have tested our form and everything is working fine. And this brings us to the end of this course. See you in the conclusion. Alright, that's it guys on how to create your own website using WordPress. Now, if you want to take your website journey further, I have a YouTube channel where you can get enough resources to keep you going. Alright guys, I hope you found value. If you did, keep following me for more valuable content just like this one. And keep watching, and I'll see you in the next course. Bye.